Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are embarking on what I like to call the quest for zero. In engineering, we're almost always trying to maximize output, right? More power, more speed, more efficiency. But today, we're exploring a really fascinating paradox. We're going to look at how achieving absolutely nothing, and by that I mean exactly zero current flow, is actually the secret to getting perfect measurement accuracy. We're breaking down a brilliant foundational tool today, the Null Potentiometer. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to quickly cover 1. The fundamentals of measurement, 2. The Null Potentiometer core principle, 3. Circuit and construction breakdown, 4. Working the null balance, 5. The standardization process, and wrap it up with 6. Industrial applications. Let's jump in. Section 1. The fundamentals of measurement. So how do you actually measure a voltage without altering it? This is a provocative question, and it really sits right at the heart of high-precision instrumentation. It's the classic observer's dilemma. Out in the field, before you can control a process, say pressure or temperature or flow, you absolutely have to measure it accurately. But traditional measuring tools, like your standard voltmeters, well, they actually consume a tiny bit of the electrical power they're trying to measure. When you draw current from a highly sensitive source, just to physically move a needle on a dial, you inherently drop the voltage. You're slightly corrupting your own reading just by taking it. It's kind of like checking your tire pressure but letting a little air out in the process. And that brings us to the difference between direct and indirect measurement. If you want to measure the length of a pipe, you just hold up a physical tape measure to it. That's direct measurement. Easy. But what if you need to measure the temperature inside a superheated blast furnace? You definitely can't stick a ruler in there. You have to use indirect measurement. You'd likely use a thermocouple, which generates a tiny electromotive force, or EMF, based on the intense heat. Our challenge is that we need specialized tools to read that tiny, delicate EMF signal with absolute perfection, without draining any of its power. Section 2. Null Potentiometer core principle. Okay, so a null potentiometer doesn't just read a signal directly the way a standard deflection meter does. Instead, it acts like a perfectly balanced scale. Think of an old-school pan balance, where you put an unknown weight on one side, and then you just keep adding standard, known weights to the other side until the scale sits perfectly dead level. The null potentiometer does exactly this, but with voltage. It takes an unknown electromotive force and pushes back against it with a known electromotive force until they perfectly cancel each other out. Our source material hits the nail on the head here, highlighting the massive advantage of this instrument. It says it is important that no current be drawn from the source under measurements. Because the known voltage is perfectly pushing back against the unknown voltage, zero current flows between them. It's this exact state of nothingness, the null state, that guarantees your measurement is completely independent of the source's own internal resistance. It is literally flawless measurement. Section 3. Circuit and construction breakdown. If we visualize the elementary layout of this circuit, you can see how the current flows. Up on the top end, you've got your main battery, and that's supplying a constant voltage across a network of resistors. Down at the bottom, you have your thermocouple, generating that unknown EMF we so desperately want to measure. And bridging those two distinct halves, that is our sensitive detector, the galvanometer. To get a bit more granular, here are the specific physical components you'll be working with as a technician. We've got the battery acting as our known power source. Then we have circuit resistors A and B, which simply limit the current. But the real star of the show here is slide wire S and slider C. The slide wire is this incredibly uniform, evenly wound resistor. Because it's perfectly uniform, the voltage drop across it is strictly proportional to its length. The slider is literally a physical contact that you move back and forth along this wire. Finally, the galvanometer, labeled G, is just a super sensitive current detector. It tells us which way the current is flowing, or more importantly for us, if it's not flowing at all. Section 4. Working the null balance. So how do you actually capture a measurement with this setup? Well, when you first hook up your unknown thermocouple, the potentials are unequal. Naturally, current flows, and that galvanometer pointer is going to deflect hard to the left or the right. The operator then physically grabs slider C and slides it along the wire. As they move it, they are actively changing the amount of known voltage opposing the unknown voltage. You just keep tweaking it until that galvanometer needle rests at exactly zero. That zero, the null balance, is the absolute magic moment. And here is the real payoff. Once the current is perfectly zeroed out, you don't even need to look at the galvanometer anymore. You simply look at where slider C is physically sitting on the slide wire. Because the wire is paired with a pre-calibrated physical scale, the physical position of the slider directly tells you the exact magnitude of your unknown EMF. So if it's tied to a furnace thermocouple, the scale might just read out the exact temperature directly. No crazy on-the-fly math required.
Section 5. The standardization process.
Now, all of this relies on one really massive assumption, that our known battery voltage is actually accurate to begin with. Batteries drift, right? So to guarantee accuracy, we have to introduce a standardization mechanism. This slightly more complex circuit adds a few new components, specifically a standard cell and some extra fixed and adjustable resistors. Let's talk about that standard cell for a second. It is an electrochemical marble, designed to provide a hyper-accurate, perfectly consistent benchmark voltage, exactly 1.0190 volts. But there is a huge catch. As our sources warn us, it has an almost infinite life only if the current drain is zero. If you actually draw power from it, you totally ruin its calibration. So we absolutely cannot use it to power the main circuit. We can only use it as a highly protected reference point. To protect that precious standard cell, technicians run through periodic standardization steps, sometimes every hour on a busy factory floor. You temporarily switch the galvanometer away from your process measurement and over to the standard cell. You then adjust a specific resistor connected to your main battery until the galvanometer again reads zero. You're basically using the exact same null balance trick, but this time it's not to measure an outside process. It's to internally calibrate your own main battery against that pristine standard cell. Once balanced, you switch back, totally confident and ready to take perfectly accurate real-world measurements. Section 6. Industrial Applications. Okay, so where does all this theory actually land in your future careers? Well, this core concept scales up into incredibly robust industrial tools. You'll see potentiometers used for the highest precision voltage and resistance calibrations in testing labs, but out in the field, they are heavily utilized for continuous temperature monitoring in places like chemical reactors or steel mills. In those environments, reading a thermocouple accurately is literally a matter of safety and product quality. Industrial setups even feature reference junction compensators. These are special nickel resistors that automatically adjust for changes in the ambient factory temperature, making sure your furnace readings remain totally flawless regardless of the weather outside. And of course, modern industry automates this entire quest for zero. Out in a real dynamic process, the temperature is always fluctuating, and you simply can't have a technician standing there manually twiddling a slider knob 24 hours a day. Enter the self-balancing potentiometer. When we look at the architecture of this system, instead of a human watching a galvanometer, the unbalanced voltage is fed straight into an AC amplifier. That amplified signal then drives a reversible servo motor. Because the motor is mechanically linked right to the slider, the exact moment the voltage changes, the motor instantly drives the slider to the new balance point. It hunts for zero all by itself, completely hands-free. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to think about the underlying philosophy of this instrument. The null potentiometer proves that the act of observation doesn't inherently have to disturb a system, as long as you design your tools brilliantly enough to perfectly oppose the force you're trying to measure. So I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. If achieving a null or zero state is the absolute gold standard for measuring electrical power, what other mechanical, thermal, or chemical industrial processes could be completely optimized by engineering systems that strive for a perfectly balanced nothing? Keep that in mind as you head out into your careers. Thanks for joining me on this one.